Satukan lagi dengan sorakan komputer dan pada sejarah nasional meninggalnya.
Hello and a very warm welcome to you at the Bukit Jalil National Stadium in Kuala Lumpur, the capital of Malaysia, who are hosting Laos in the AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup 2022. They take on Laos tonight, who had a real tough time in their previous match against Vietnam. Malaysia just about got through against Myanmar, 1-0 win. And that was after they survived a late penalty that was saved. A chance here at home against the team generally regarded as the minnows of this group. It's an intimidating atmosphere here. It can be at the Bukit Jalil National Stadium. And they'll be aware of the effect that can have on opposition players. Malaysia just one-time winners of this tournament. Back in 2010. There were high hopes in the previous tournament when they were eventually eliminated at the group stages. It's been another bit of upheaval before this tournament in terms of squad selection. And it's by far not their strongest squad that they could assemble. There are 12 players who declined to play in this tournament. 7 of them from Johor Darul Taksim, the outstanding team of Malaysian football. With me here, a man who knows regional football so well, Rish Roshan Rai. Well, after a testing game for Malaysia, now at home against this Laos side that were really very soundly beaten by Vietnam, how do we see this one panning out?
Yeah, on paper you'd say this should be comfortable for Malaysia. It's Laos side who were well beaten by Vietnam in their opening match. And a Malaysian team who will be looking for a lot of improvement in this one after squeezing their way to all 3 points against Myanmar in their opener. Play in front of their home crowd as well. It's a chance for Kim Pan-gon to make a few changes, use his squad. I still think they should have enough quality to go on and win this, but I think it's important for them to show an improvement on their overall performance, an improvement from the last game against Myanmar. Especially in front of this crowd. This is one of the great venues, not just of football in the region, but I think in world football. There's always a wonderful atmosphere here at Bukit Jalil. And they'll be keen, as Malaysian side, to reward the fans who have come out this evening.
Yeah, they'll get a thunderous reception, that's for sure. Malaysian side, great supporters here at Bukit Jalil National Stadium. For them, a win really does put them in a very good position. They'll know that Singapore have just beaten Myanmar in the other game of the group this evening. Puts a little bit more pressure on them now. See how they perform. That will happen after the national anthems.
President for Football Association of Malaysia, with Tun Sri Setia Dr. Haji Muhammad Ali bin Muhammad Ustam, Yang di-Pertuan Negeri Melaka, and Yang Berhormat Adam Adli bin Abdul Halim, Kepala Menteri Belia dan Sukan Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Laos.
Hadirin sekalian, mohon untuk berdiri bagi menghormati nyanyian lagu kebangsaan Laos.
And now for the national anthem of Malaysia, Negaraku.
Dan sekarang lagu kebangsaan Malaysia, Negaraku.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now we present you AFF Mitsubishi.
Yeah, when you got upwards of 80 to 100,000 fans in there singing the national anthem, it really does raise the spirits, doesn't it? So there's the early result, Singapore beating Myanmar 3-2 just a short while ago. They are just ahead of Malaysia on goals scored. Malaysia know that they really look at this game and think they've got to get plenty of goals in this one. We'll talk about that in a short while as we look at the Malaysian lineup. Well, they played Myanmar in the last match. They have made 8 changes, the only 3 survivors. Defender Shaun Nazim, and we've got the 2 players up front who really impressed, Faisal Halim and of course the captain Safawi Rashid are the only 3 to survive from that one. So interesting rotation here. There are tougher tests to come for Kim Panggon, who's warmly greeting his opposite number there, Michael Weiss. As for Laos, it was a very tough outing, as I mentioned earlier, against Vietnam, where they lost 6-0. So in come the midfielder Manalom, as well as Pitak. Ekamai, the forward, up there with Chorney. This time they've pushed him a bit further forward. We'll discuss that in a short while. I'm not so sure about that one. Billy Ketkyo, the much vaunted forward, who has had a little stint in Malaysia, actually, funnily enough, and came from French football. He's on the bench along with Chantavisai and Sukpachan, who was playing out wide in the last game. So 3 changes for Laos, 8 changes for Malaysia. Your thoughts on the 2 lineups?
Yeah, I think for Malaysia, for Kim Panggon, a chance to use his squad and an opportunity for a number of these players to get some action in this tournament and to play for their national side, national team. Again, I still think they should have enough quality to win this match against this Laos side, which is a very young team. You got a 19-year-old in goal in Keo Udon, an 18-year-old in Putavong Sangvile, who will probably play at left back, and then another 18-year-old Anantaza Sipongpan, the number 4, who will play in central defense for them. Now Longsit, the other central defender, Chantalangsi, 21 years of age. So it is a very young side, an inexperienced back line. And these players who are being given an opportunity in this Malaysian side should really look to take that as a chance to impress, put in a good performance, stake a claim for a place in matches to come.
I know the mantra is always we take it 1 game at a time, but there's no doubting you've got Vietnam, the biggest game for Malaysia in this group in terms of table ramifications, you'd think. Well, Singapore would argue differently as well, but that's in 3 days' time. I wonder how much of that has had some impact on this selection tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure it's had an influence. But like I said, you know, in this competition, it's about using your squad. And coaches the managers, head coaches who know how to use the squad, know how to rotate, know how to still try and maintain a certain level of quality, will get the best out of their sides.
So Malaysia get us going here, knowing that their previous performance was subpar compared to some of the Malaysian performances you've seen under Kim Panggon. He looks for very brisk starts, energetic, high press. Didn't really see very much of that in their last game against Myanmar. Young on and should come forward here. Shami as well, but that was as much as Myanmar really had an influence on that. They really knew how to disrupt the Malaysians, didn't they? They played that very cleverly, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. And they were very good at just sort of stepping in, and even when they knew that perhaps they weren't going to be close enough to win possession and commit a foul, they take turns doing it. But also they were very smart in how they counter-attacked quickly, got the ball forward into those channels and got Malaysia, you know, sort of having to track back and having to get back to and defend their own goal at pace. In the second half, obviously with the state of the game being the way it was, with Malaysia taking an early lead in the second half, then you expect Myanmar to have a lot more possession.
Yeah.
And Malaysia at times were really hanging on. They looked shaky at the back. But they would have been absolutely delighted to have gone away to Myanmar. Tough conditions to play in, tough trip away from home. Not the best of performances, but they still came away with all 3 points.
He's fair bit the ball. He's opening a couple of exchanges.
And I wonder, with all the changes that Kim Panggon has made as well to the starting lineup, it's also an opportunity for him to say, I wasn't too pleased with the performance in the first match. So a chance for some of you here to show me that, you know, the next time another game comes around, you'll be in the starting 11, you'll be in the starting lineup. I'm looking forward to seeing how number 14 for Malaysia does, Mukairi.
Yeah.
A very talented young man, talented young player, has got good quality. Being given a chance here at senior level.
Yeah, last season he established himself as an integral part of Selangor first team. His first senior national debut against Jordan. He captained Malaysia under-23 side to qualify for the under-23 Asian Cup. Box-to-box player Ajmal. Excels in that final third. Just runs very, very well. Can finish. So you should see him get involved. And it's always nice for some of these players to also just show the coach, hey, I'm also up for selection against the Vietnam game. They want to play these big games, don't they?
And this fella here as well. Well, not this one. Well, him too. But I was specifically referring to Rowley in central midfield. David William Rowley, 32 years of age, and he was actually off on his holidays.
Yeah.
Back to Australia when he got the late call to be part of the side. I had to apologise to his wife and family.
There's been a few of those over the years in different tournaments, haven't there? Where they're on holiday and then they get that call up, and that is always difficult to say no. I've got a mix of experience for the likes of Safawi, but otherwise not too many others have got more than 20-odd caps to their name. Brendan Gunn. Mentioned David Rowley there. He's coming into his third appearance.
Well, I mentioned also the other player that we saw, aside from Rowley, the number 20 for Malaysia.
Oh, you want to talk about him now?
No, Shami, yeah. Since he was in that shot, and I kind of rudely said not this guy, but he's also one to sort of have a look at. Being given a shot.
Well, the ball just evading that defence. Shahrul is there to tidy up. Raul is naturalised. He's got a Malaysian mother, Australian father. There's a few in that contingent for Malaysia these days. Of course, Sergio Aguero is another one. Starting today. We've changed things around. Kim Pang-on. Really, for a team like Laos now, having come on the end of a big 6-0, you know you've got to try and do something in these remaining games. As Malaysia looking to come forward here. Oh, it's a lovely swerving run. Is that a cross shot or not from Faisal Halim?
He's such an exciting player, Faisal Halim. Let's have a look at this. That power, pace, great balance as well. Could easily have gone down after that challenge from Sukhafon. Decided to stay on his feet. Cuts past Art Vienkamp. Safawi wanted the cutback.
Yeah.
He's hungry for goals. Faisal Halim. He's been scoring lots of those on the domestic front. And in recent matches as well for this national team. Got the winner the last time out.
Yeah, scored the only goal of that game against Myanmar. Oh, that's a great ball now. Halim couldn't quite control it. They're looking a little vulnerable, aren't they? This one just cleared it wherever it would go. Faisal Halim immediately acknowledges that he had a part to play in that.
Yeah, it's not a very good first touch by Faisal Halim. Two poor first touches in quick succession there. The first one as well that was played into him, the ball by Aguero. Better first touch and he was into the area.
Well, there's going to be a yellow card. It took a while for him to come up with that, the referee.
As for the high boot, initially it looked like he was going to get away with it. Yeah, it's one of those where I don't think there's any sort of real malicious intent behind it. He's just trying to, he knows that he's not taking a very good first touch and there might be a defender approaching on the blind side. Let's look to try and bring it back down. And that's the point they're trying to make to the referee. He's not interested. And I think he's within his rights as well to bring out the yellow card. That's pretty careless.
Yeah.
That's a painful one as well for Anuson Sepanya.
It's taken a while here to sort that out, and now coming across, get some words, Quentin Chung.
They're enjoying themselves on the bench. Nice and relaxed.
Looking across the referee for some assistance. Aguero none forthcoming for him. Ekamai trying to make things difficult there for Quentin Cheng. He's fine. Safawi, current captain of the side. He was, some a year ago, was getting a bit of criticism for a very lackluster season. But he kind of came alive in the group stages of the AFF Championship then.
Brilliant atmosphere here.
Yeah, lovely noise, isn't it, from the crowd? What you always expect at this wonderful venue.
A really strong, active support.
Sharul back to his goalkeeper.
Just trying to imagine what this place is going to be like if Malaysia and Singapore are still in contention come that final match in the group.
That old rivalry between those two countries. It's going to be quite the sight. It's on that final match day, 3rd of January. Yes, Fazli Mazlan, who had to come on for Kuzami P, who went off injured pretty early on against Myanmar. Here's Shami. Turn to the wing back. Where do you feel for Laos as we look back at this?
As touch coming off Shami last. It's good covering by Pitak.
Where are you looking at Laos and what Michael Weiss would look for them to do after that Vietnam game? Did you feel they were a bit loose at the back?
Again, it was just a different level in terms of quality that they're up against. So that you have to always take that into consideration. Otherwise, it's just going to be so easy to sort of say they should have been doing this, they should have been doing that.
Yeah.
There would have been those things that tried to work on, like the compactness and making sure they try and maintain their shape and their discipline. But really, sometimes that gulf in class, that level, is just too big.
Yeah.
But in terms of the things that they can control, those are the things that I would say he'd be looking for them to do in trying to maintain their discipline for larger spells.
I think we used
throughout the match.
Yeah, we used kind of the phrase unforced errors almost, like they were making silly mistakes.
Try and connect a few more things in attack if they can, because they never really were a threat in possession. You know, doing a lot of chasing without the ball. They were okay in the first half, especially. Second half, yes. Perhaps those fitness issues started to come into it as well.
Yeah.
Not being used to playing at that level and at that pace and that intensity.
Kim Pang-gon had a bit of a go at the hectic schedule of this tournament. Talked about that intensity. Well, he said there were some injured players. Some had to go for scans as well. But listen, it's the same for everyone. So while you might complain about it, all the other teams are going through exactly the same thing.
Yeah, we saw Singapore earlier as well have a few injury issues, injury concerns. That's something that's going to have to keep an eye out on.
Recovery is just absolutely critical,
crucial.
Isn't it?
And that's all you're doing. There's no time for any real sort of training sessions. You're just doing recovery sessions and analysis sessions, and you know, lots of team meetings and talking to the players, and it's more about talking through things. Maybe you go out and do some shadow training sessions where you just walk across and you're looking to work on a few things on the tactical side of it, where you're just walking through sessions, basically.
He said tomorrow, was in today, this was talking yesterday, is a must-win game. We have to catch up on goal difference as well. So the feeling is, of course, not just win, but win in style. And you've been saying that about these, when the so-called minnows of Southeast Asian football are in action, it's the teams that are expected to win, go out and win handsomely.
Yeah, I think it's important. I think it's important to take the opposition seriously and to give them that respect. And we've seen that from Thailand against Brunei. We saw that from Vietnam against Laos. And yeah, you go into these games and there's a higher probability you'll end up winning them. Maybe even if you're, I don't know, in third gear, for example. But I think it's important to really step up in terms of the performances, and especially if you're playing in front of your home crowd. People have spent money to come out and watch you play and come out and support you.
Yep, fair point. Well, that is not the best of crosses, I think it's fair to say, from Hakim Hassan. Well, Laos have been relatively solid so far. No real chances apart from that nice little mazy run from Faisal Halim. There's a foul, a free kick. Push those players further up, an opportunity to do so. Kim Bang-gon is not one to shy away from making his feelings known. He said he expected Laos to make things difficult for Laos, but equally he was very pleased with Malaysia's fighting spirit against Myanmar in the last game. So it didn't come easily. He said the pitch conditions as well didn't help, the weather and the timing, but again, everyone has to go through that. He also admitted that they weren't at their best. Can they get something here though? The crowd screaming for a penalty. No chance of that happening.
Well, it was a good play by Ekamai. Just to draw that foul, win a free kick, ease the pressure on his defense. There are going to be large spells in this game for Laos where they're just going to have to do a lot of chasing, a lot of defensive work. And these moments where they are given the chance to send it forward, it's so important that Ekamai hangs on to it and either holds on to it long enough for that support to arrive or wins those free kicks. Gives Laos that opportunity to push forward.
Yeah, when you've really changed that team around, haven't you, from the previous game, it will take a little bit of time to gel. Not many of these guys are experienced in the Malaysian squad. Go chasing after that. There's a tremendous bit of pace there. Really ran quite some way, Manalom.
We just saw as well how quick Sharul was. To the ball ahead of Manalom man, Ekamai.
Laos are 9th in ASEAN overall, 187th in the world. Malaysia 146th, ranked as 4th in the ASEAN region, the Southeast Asian region. paper, it would appear to be a big mismatch. Allowed that one to bounce.
Nope, that's a dive.
In case anyone was wondering.
Yeah. And a poor attempt at one as well.
So we're back to his keeper, Ekamai. He's going to chase down Fazli Mazlan. Mukairi. Two straight. Haven't really been troubled, have they? So far, Laos, relatively comfortable.
20 minutes into the game, more than 20 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
They've been all right so far. I don't remember Kyo Udon having had to make a save.
Yep.
And you take it in stages, get encouragement along the way.
Rowley with the header. Goes Putavong rather. It's down the line and yeah, fairly solid. Here's Anantaza. Adviankam. Advancing here. Manuson. Sukapon is there. Really their star player now.
This is nice from Laos, you know, the way they're able to just hang on to it. They shifted it from under pressure on the left, moved it across to the far side of the pitch, open space there, and then try and progress the ball. Showing some good composure in possession at times as well. Adviankam that's taking it past the challenge of Faisal Halim initially, is cutting it past him, and then Sukafon, we know how good he is with just getting his body in the way, using his experience to help his side along.
Here come Malaysia though. Safawi with the long-range effort. They'll be quite happy to be receiving those, Laos.
Well, he's got some great goals in his career so far, Safawi on his left foot. In situations like that, he's got a good shot on him. But it was straight down the middle. Nice turn in midfield. Choni just getting caught on the wrong side of Safawi.
That was a very highly rated left foot, wasn't it, Safawi, back in the day. Now 34 years of age. Malaysia down the line looking for Shami. We saw how Myanmar frustrated Malaysia in game one. Laos are not doing that sort of thing at the moment, but there will be frustration growing within Malaysia. They'll have to be patient in this kind of game, right?
Yeah, they will be, and it's important for them to keep their composure, not allow that frustration to get the better of them. There can be this sense as well, from Malaysia's point of view, if you're a Malaysian player thinking, why is it not happening for us? We should be winning this. And then that pressure starts to build. It's more pressure you put on yourselves.
And playing at home. And
yeah.
you mentioned the last game how, I think
Faisal
Faisal Halim said he
yeah.
didn't really, they prefer playing away.
Prefer playing away from home.
It's not something you often hear from players, right?
It's a strange one for me. I mean, I think, for me personally, I like playing wherever.
Yeah.
But I also especially enjoy the challenge of playing away from home, in the sense that not because there was no pressure, but because you wanted to shut those home fans up.
Of course.
You wanted to sort of keep them quiet.
Yeah. That was not the best, was it, from Pitak, that free kick? There's Quentin Chung.
But listen, having said that, every player is different and they all respond and react differently.
Hakim puts that over the keeper, Kyodov, and it's had to be headed that away for a corner by Putavong.
Got a bit of space down the left. You know, that the wing backs for Malaysia, they were quite poor in that first game against Myanmar, and really didn't provide any sort of quality from the wide areas for their side. But fresh wing backs here, looking to make an impact of their own. Was Ruven Tiran and Azam Azmi the last game against Myanmar. They weren't really able to give Malaysia the quality from the wider areas.
They didn't bomb forward as much as they probably would have wanted, right?
Yeah, they weren't really able to find them. And when they did get into advanced positions, there wasn't any sort of quality in the delivery coming in.
Here's Faisal Halim, who has got the quality. That one is swung over by Mukhairi. But this is exactly, Laos will be perfectly happy with this.
Yeah, it's shots from well out here, and I think was always going to be scoring from there was always going to be a long shot. It was also a long shot from Mukhairi. My apologies.
Very good.
I'll let myself out.
You've got another 20 minutes. You can do that. Mind you, they haven't really offered anything going forward. I mean, that one attempt is extremely generous, but they're containing, aren't they? Here's Malaysia now with Faisal Halim, looking for the very youthful Safawi. He's 25, as my other older eyes betrayed me earlier. Throw in from Shami. Perfectly fine challenge, that one.
It was good defending from Laos there, you know. Even though Malaysia were coming at them from down the left. Just have another look at this challenge. Good challenge that was put in. Good, strong.
Yeah, you like the
tackle.
defending
From Laos, you know, they tracked runners in those positions. They expected to cut back into Safawi. There's a player who got there. There's a white shirt there. Protected their goal well.
Mukhairi to Hakim, has got some good positions, and they do get their goal. It's Aguero. Malaysia in front. They've had to be patient, but they finally opened the scoring here.
Yeah, I'm afraid I might have just put the commentator's curse on Laos. Just talking about how they were good at tracking runs in the area. But just there, pulled apart. Aguero, the poacher, applying the finish in the 6-yard box. Right selection of the pass on this occasion by Malaysia. Faisal Halim drifting in, drawing that Lao defence into a narrower position. And you get that supporting run from the wing-back, Nur Hakim. That's more like it. That's more what they need. More of what they need from their wing-backs playing in this system. That's a really good ball into Aguero. Will be delighted with the service that's come into him there. Simple finish in the end, but he had to get himself into that position. Good approach play from right to left. Carved out that opening. Got the reward with the goal.
His first goal for Malaysia, Sergio Aguero. And if you're not familiar with that Malaysian football, that really is his name. Malaysia since 2017, recently naturalised. Always special to get first international goal.
Surprised you didn't go with your
Well, I didn't
Aguero
think,
moment.
I'm
You're
waiting
saving
for
it-
the
saving it up?
context of it, yeah,
Okay.
and as to when he scores and all that. It'll come. Now Laos, how are they going to approach this? After Vietnam scored the first one, we kind of went with floodgates opening, and it did.
The goal started to flow, especially in the second half, and
Yeah.
we expected that.
Just to give you an idea of the context of that last game, the first goal came in the 15th minute. It then took about 28 minutes before Vietnam got their second, just before half-time, and then really the second half they were rampant. We were a little bit taken aback by how passive, after a while, Vietnam became.
Yeah.
It took a little bit of a nudge from their coach.
Yeah, we had to get Park Hang-seo onto the touchline. And the moment he did that, had a couple of words with his players, and responded by scoring 2. Went to sit back down, got back up again, and scored another 2.
That was in. Tell you what, he's got some good positions, hasn't he, Hakim?
Yeah,
He might be giving the coach some pause for thought.
yeah.
Rowley, a little bit caught by surprise there.
Certainly is one of those. Nur Hakim, with his performance so far, certainly giving Kim Pan-gon something to think about ahead of the next match. Difficult finish for Rowley. He's back towards goal.
He's really pushed forward. He's looked good on the attack. Got some great positions, good deliveries. Anuson. Looking for Choni, who's just come on the left-hand side for a bit.
And there's better movement in front of him as well for Nur Hakim in terms of Faisal Halim drifting inside, identifying when he needs to make those overlapping runs on the outside. They've been able to use the space well, Malaysia, how they've drawn Laos to one side of the pitch with that goal, for example, before releasing the wing-back Nur Hakim in space down the left.
Good play there from Mukairi, who's looking to try and get that up towards Faisal Halim, just too much on that.
Yeah, not having the best of half so far, Mukairi. Hasn't quite found his passing range.
He's been a live wire, hasn't he? Faisal Halim. Hakim. Mukairi. Faisal Halim is there first. Pulls it back. Aguero managed to just get that back to Mukairi, who took the shot. They will get a corner.
Yeah, better from Mukairi in the sense that kept his shot down, kept his shot low. I just poked this pass forward into Faisal Halim. I did well to keep the move alive, keep it going.
So Bukhari with the corner here for Malaysia. It's gone short. Faisal Halim returns. Rowley. Shot a goal here for Aguero.
Yeah, trying to be cheeky with the finish there, Aguero. There's good work by Rowley. Just lifts it over the top. And perhaps he could have let it dip a little bit more, Aguero, before taking the shot at goal. It was far too close for that sort of finish, trying to lift it over the goalkeeper.
Always been the most prolific. Aguero, but given the nod for naturalisation earlier this year. Aguero there, couldn't quite control the ball. All those long-range efforts, and it's Bukhari, yeah, he's not happy with himself. Wow. Reaction already from the coach, Michael Weiss. And making those changes already. Manolom is replaced by Chantavisai. And Patana is also on. Get your confirmation of who has been taken off for Patana. Crowd of players there. That's falling kindly for Faisal Halim, but he couldn't quite profit from it.
That's interesting from like a Weiss there to make those two changes so early in this match. Feel for Manolom. It's not like he's done too much wrong.
Too much wrong.
It's not like they've.
I think
Challenge put in by Nalong Sit.
Fairly okay with that midfield area. Have you for? There's been nothing disastrous so far. No mistakes.
Oh, really? I mean, it's pretty much the same from Laos that we saw from them in their game against Vietnam. Decent out of possession, trying to be a nuisance, but again struggling with the ball. Perhaps he might have felt that there was an issue for Laos down that left-hand side. He wants a bit more work rate defensively. That's why he's brought on number 5, Patana Pomatep.
Yeah, looks like he's come on for Advian Kam. There you go, confirmation of that. Who, perhaps, I wonder whether Hakim and Faisal Halim down that side have made things hard. But,
yeah.
But again, it's tough, isn't it? These are two great players.
It's an area of the pitch that was certainly Malaysia were getting quite a bit of joy. Left side. We'll see what the changes, what kind of impact the changes will have here. I mean, whether it was an issue with the individuals or a structural one.
Here's Bukhari, does better there.
That's good work by Bukhari. Did well to hang on to the ball under pressure. Twisting and turning away. Laos looking to try and take it off him.
Five minutes at half time, and Laos would be fairly okay with this, just trailing the one goal if they can get to half time. Still in this?
Yeah. At 1-0.
But they've barely got to that final third, have they? Guerrero wanted the ball. Malaysia have it.
Again,
That wasn't a good throw, was it?
looked like another foul throw.
Shami now with what looks to potentially be a long throw. Mukari. Here's Rowley. Shami with a foul there. Choni.
Yeah, I saw the challenge coming from a mile away. Shami knew what was going to happen, just needed to shift the ball. Look at the contact from Choni. The Safawi now to put the quality required into the area.
Straight to the keeper.
It's come off Anuson in the end. Needed to whip that one in. He's put too much height on that cross. Oh, Shami, not the right sort of technique with that delivery. Needed a whip cross in behind that defense. Not a floated one.
That's a very rare touch, isn't it, for Hadiz Ali? So, precious little to do so far. There's Quentin Cheng. Touch on from Hakim. Bukairi. So what Faisal Halim was trying to do.
I mean, they're still getting down the left-hand side, still creating. It's not going to stop Malaysia from trying to exploit spaces down the left. This time it's Anantaza. Gives that free kick away. Too aggressive for the referee's liking.
An opportunity here to add to that tally. Just before half-time, Kyodon tips it over.
It's gone for goal there, Mukairi. Decent effort. This time around, he actually gets his shot on target. Expect Kyodon to be able to save that.
Was that Rowley perhaps who got the touch? No, it was Sharul. Hard to see between those two and all that hair, but yeah, it was Sharul, wasn't it?
Sharo with the last touch, and that's why Rowley's frustrated. I think he believes he would have a better opportunity to get it on target.
Nice view of that stadium as well. So we've had 45 minutes. We're going to add on another 4. Where's that come from, by the way? Ball in play? I'm trying to remember. We had the high boot earlier from Faisal Halim.
There's a bit of treatment
took
there,
a bit of time.
A couple of substitutions as well.
So now, in terms of, let's assume Laos get to half-time. They have to loosen the shackles somehow, right, in the second half. I know it's easier said than done, but they have to do something.
They do, yeah. I mean, if they're looking to try to get something out of this game, then you have to push the side a little bit further forward. But again, how do they progress the ball up the pitch? That's been the difficulty for them. There were 1 or 2 encouraging moments, but really just not enough. As they do have Billy Ketkio listed as an option on the bench, but every time I've seen him, he hasn't really impressed on an individual level.
That's their striker, who they rushed nationalisation for last year. Born to Laotian parents in France. Has played a decent level of football.
Wouldn't mind seeing them get the ball into Sukaphon a little bit more in midfield.
Yeah, we haven't really said his name much, have we?
You can try and find him in those central areas. Might be able to just help them in phase of possession.
Oh, that's gone over the keeper, but he has done enough just to bat it away. Here's Faisal Halim, though. It goes over the head of Aguero.
Nice made up for that killed on.
Kim Bang-on doesn't like that challenge on Rowley.
That's good goalkeeping. Quick reactions. Helping the substitute Patana out.
Oh, Rowley with the freedom there. Oh, that was bobbing around everywhere. And it's gone out for a corner off Safawi.
Off his right foot as well. Safawi just having a go at goal. I mean, allows defenders in front of him. It's come off Sukaphon. It might have even been going wide, actually.
Here's Sharul.
Well, they haven't been able to get into Sukaphon. They haven't been able to get it into Ekamai much as well. Played to his strengths. If he can show for the ball a little bit more, let's just try and hang on to it or draw those fouls and those free kicks. And maybe can give Laos that opportunity to push forward as a side as a whole. Now he got the ball, Patana, but he also got quite a lot of Nur Hakim. High boot studs into the shin of Nur Hakim.
Now Faisal Halim. He's just managed to get hold of that one in the end. Killed on. We've had the 4 minutes of play. That really probably is the last bit of play here. So Malaysia had to show a fair bit of endeavour to get their only goal of the game so far.
Yeah, I mean, no surprise. They've been the side in control of this one. Would have been a lot happier going into the break with at least a 2-goal lead. They've had their chances, they've had their opportunities. At least have gotten the one through Sergio Aguero. And they'd expect to put a few more in the second half as well, put a few more through in the second half as well. For Laos, it's going to be a long second 45 to come. But let's see if they can muster up something in the second half of this match.
A much changed Malaysia, working hard. Got the only goal through Sergio Aguero. Laos, can they do something in the second half? Let's see. Half-time score here at the Bukit Jalil National Stadium. It's Malaysia 1, Laos 0. We're back at the Bukit Jalil National Stadium. Malaysia are a goal up against Laos in the AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup 2022. Thanks to Sergio Aguero, there's a couple of changes looks like they're going to make. Brendan Gunn is on for Mukairi. Lee Tuck is the other change. We'll get you further details of that shortly. He's on for Shahrul Nazim. It's a very different sort of change. Just saw Lee Tuck there motioning as if a little bit more from the side. What do you think of those changes then, Roshan?
Yeah, I think with Lee Tuck going in, Malaysia perhaps looking to get a few more goals in the second half. You did mention before this match how Kim Pan-gon was talking about looking to improve on their goal difference.
Yeah.
I think he realizes the importance of that. Brendan Gunn seems to have just slotted into that back line. Again, he's just showing his versatility, ability to play in midfield. As a box-to-box player, can play as a holding midfielder, can play in defense as well.
Really good to have him back in action as well, isn't it?
Brilliant story, Brendan Gunn. All the things that he's had to overcome. We're playing here for Malaysia in the AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup. Brilliant story. So Lee Tuck looks to just have moved into Sergio Aguero's position in the first half. In the middle of that attack, Aguero just drops in behind Lee Tuck.
Yeah, Mukairi has gone off. He should maybe a bit more towards the end of that first half. The first half an hour or so, he seemed not quite at his best. Or what we can expect of him.
Yeah, I don't think it was one of his better performances, Mukairi. I think he's capable of a lot more. This wasn't quite happening for him in that first half. Make those changes now. A bit more quality on the pitch. Malaysia's point of view with Brendan Gunn and Lee Tuck coming on. That's a painful one for Aguero.
Interesting that Cambodia, of course, they made 2 early changes. Not opted to do anything at half-time. There's Mukairi on the bench.
How about this from Aguero as well? Starting out as centre forward, now playing in central midfield.
There he is. Safawi across to Shami. The best of headers there from Hakim, who was excellent the first half, I thought.
Yeah, it was always an outlet for Malaysia down the left. Nur Hakim, good energy, willing to get forward, as he's done here as well. Good timing of his movement as well, into knowing when to occupy those spaces, to provide an attacking outlet for his side.
Yeah, with Vietnam obviously setting the standard of the 6-0. We've also got Singapore on their tail. Singapore just above Malaysia on goals scored. Just never know how much the goal difference at the end could be the margins you're talking about getting through to the knockout rounds. Not going to get to that one. Versatile there, Sergio Aguero. About the 2 players that have come on. Brendan Gunn, we mentioned there, 34 now. He had a 22 odd caps to his name. That's because, of course, his battle with cancer, as we mentioned. It's a great story that he's back in action.
He's had 2 knee injuries as well, Brendan Gunn, he's had to come back from 2 very serious knee injuries.
Played in Malaysia since 2012. Still back in Australia and then returned. Mixed parentage. Another one. That's Lee Tuck, who's just come on. He's also well into his 30s. He's 34 now. He's been in Malaysia since 2017. Recently got naturalised in the UK. Never really played in any kind of high-level football back home. Tuck, and then kind of came over to Asia and started playing in Thailand, and
yeah, we've spoken about players like that. You know, previously, having made the last game, we touched on Junior Elstal and Darren Lock, who's in the Malaysia squad.
Well, that is about as ambitious a shot as you'll have seen in this tournament from Ekamai. He didn't really have much in front of him, but he went for it.
Yeah, I think there's something I asked for towards the end of the first half. Laos trying to get the ball forward into Ekamai a little bit more, trying to get the service into him. Get Sukafon involved in midfield as well. It looks like they've pushed Anuson to play, forward to play alongside Ekamai. Listen, it stays at 1-0. You never know. The longer this goes on, you get a counter-attack, a set piece down the other end.
We had the penalty for Myanmar.
That's right.
So they'll know more than anyone else, I would think, Malaysia, the perils of not getting a second goal, because they almost paid for it in that last match. Here's Rowley, right to challenge. Fazli Mazlan towards Hakim. Shami.
Yeah, that's good. Look at the turf. He immediately puts his hands up to Apollo. I'm not quite sure what happened there. They worked the opening really well, Malaysia. They're patient in possession. Got the pass into Shami. And then I think the turf played a part. That's the story anyway.
That's what he's going with.
That's what I'm going with as well.
It's Faisal Halim. Trying to just put Safawi through. Shami and Hakim has been very active, been lively. Really be interesting selection for that next match. Here is Brendan Gunn. So now Malaysia only with 2 starters from that last match on the pitch, Faisal Halim and Safawi. So you'd think probably Kim Pang-on is just looking to some minutes and other players and give a bit of a break to Shahrul. Anuson just gone off for a second.
Just having to address that cut that
Yeah.
he received, the kick from Faisal Halim to his face on the son. It's just opened up again. He's back on the pitch, it's good to see.
Here's Gunn. Lee Tuck with the corner. Just trying to force his way through there, Brendan Gunn.
That's good delivery. Gunn trying to fight his way to meet that cross. That's really well defended by Chantavise. That's good tight marking at a set piece at a corner. That's what you want. Following his man.
Oh, Rowley, he's saying he was pushed. He's misdirected that header.
Not the right sort of connection at all for Rowley, facing the wrong way. He's claiming there was a push. Let's have a look. No, there wasn't a push. If anything, there was a little bit of holding going on. But nothing too serious.
Lee Tuck won't get that. Double the number of attacks Malaysia have over Laos. Here's Aguero. Hit it first time, Lee Tuck. Still alive here for Malaysia. The game goes back to Fazli Mazlan now. It's Aguero. Offside, we should have surely seen that.
And again, head forward down the left. He's well offside here. Fazli Maslan just wanted the pass to be played in a lot earlier. He knew he was going to be offside. Stopped his run. Ends up to say, what do you want me to do? Well, should have been played into him a lot earlier.
Doesn't give him much away here. I think he's feeling at the moment with...
You know, look, they're headed towards the win as it stands. So that side of it, they've got the 3 points. If they pick up the 3 points, they'll have another 3 on the board, another win on the board, which is always a good thing. But again, I don't think it's been the most convincing of performances once more.
Is that important in the sense that tournament football, you need to just rack up the wins for now?
Yeah, you do.
Shami. There's Anuson. Back with Malaysia.
And look, I mean, result is king.
Yeah.
You know, especially in a tournament like this. You win matches, you progress, you go through. It puts you in a very good position to qualify from the group. But there will still be that pressure off the pitch. And
Sukapon, oh, he's overhit that badly, isn't he? He was looking to get that up to Ekamai, and he apologises immediately. He's much better than that, isn't he? Sukapon, much more capable.
Yeah, but this is what we're talking about. You get it into him, he can try and make something happen in midfield, and there was an example of that there. I wonder if Ekamai could have done more with this running off the ball. You know, it's a little bit too predictable. And Brendan Gunn just essentially had to just cover that angle of their pass into him. There was nothing really on for Sukafon to play into. I wonder if he could just perhaps have try to push in on the other side, make a decoy run, or just try and keep Brendan Gunn guessing.
Faisal Halim attempted the shot. There's Akamai on his own, really. Oh, he's done relatively well to get past Kenton Cheng, but Shami's hurt himself. I wonder Akamai just raked him down. Oh, Sukafa, what is... It's bizarre how they're trying these shots from the halfway line. Presumably, Rahadi Ansley is off his line. For that to happen twice now. We're going over to see Shami.
I don't think he'll be too pleased, Kim Pangon.
With just the nature of how things are going?
Yeah.
So going back to that point is, yes, you've got the 2 wins. Let's assume that this goes on the way. However, these are the 2 so-called weaker sides in the group, in Myanmar and Laos. On paper, anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
And so when you're only winning, you're scraping wins. That has to play in the mind somewhere, right? Especially when you've got...
and I think there's that, as I said, there's that additional pressure from the outside. You know, people will talk and say, yeah, but it's not convincing at all, and
yeah,
they've not been playing well.
The noise.
The noise will be there, and it can filter through. It gets to the players, it gets to the coach. He'll be asked questions about it. He'll be asked questions about whether he's concerned that the performances haven't been good. It's something he's going to have to answer.
Right.
He's going to have to deal with, right?
And that probably irritates coaches.
Yeah.
Laos readying a couple of substitutes. Faisal Halim. Lee Tuck. Very nicely done by Patana.
Oh, he's worked hard, Shami. I like the work he's put in down the right. He's gotten up and down that side of the pitch.
So Choni goes off, replaced by Sukpachan, who started the last game. He's 20 years of age, Sukpachan.
Remember, we're talking about 3 points. 3 points. Again, we're just assuming it stays this way,
exactly,
and Malaysia go on and win it. At 1-0, you just had perhaps a little bit of a warning sign there with Sukapon, you know, running right through the middle, pick out the right pass, get a good run. You know, you never know what can happen in these matches.
Well, that was an awkward fall, wasn't it, for Brendan Gunn?
It's given away a free kick.
It's a free kick,
awarded against Malaysia. Painful one for him. There you go, set piece. Good delivery, good quality into the area, bit of chaos.
So surely if you're Laos now, you do want to get a few bodies forward. These set pieces are probably your best chance tonight.
These are the moments where, you know, quality needs to arrive. You've got to try and find it from somewhere where you can cause a little bit of an issue in the opposition defense.
Anuson. First of all, you need a decent free kick in. These are the wasted chances. This would be frustrating for Michael Weiss.
You know, how many free kicks do they win in the opposition half?
Right.
You know, and they've sent players forward to provide support. And the right kind of service hasn't arrived.
Well into Shami. Here's Brendan Gunn. As he nodded that in, the flag stays down. Faisal Halim just stealing in to take that pressure off Malaysia. His second goal of this campaign.
Was that Kim Pan-gon asking him to get back and restart the match? He's desperate for more goals. Again, it's Safawi. Nice touch, nice header. Deft header by Faisal. It's that run once again from off the left into a central position. And it's once more the combination of Safawi into Faisal that does the magic for Malaysia. Just as he did against Myanmar. Peach of a ball in by Safawi. That gives them a bit more of a cushion now. They want more. Pan-gon on the sidelines was encouraging his players to get back into the half. He wanted the game restarted quickly.
Yeah, don't celebrate too much. I mean, a very decent scoring record for his country now. 1 in 2 for Faisal Halim. Yeah, that really does just lift that pressure off Malaysia. Important second goal. In by Aguero. There's Faisal. Still Faisal Halim. Scramble it away, Laos. I feel like they just picked up intensity here, Malaysia. Shami goes down. It would have been probably outside the box anyway. Just saw Amison's face from probably that earlier injury. Let's have a look here.
Not enough, I don't think. Should be stronger there, Shami.
So there's the other man who's come on. Ekamai off. Kiravan Suvani comes on. 23-year-old forward from Young Elephants. So they haven't opted for Billy Kekio.
Yeah, perhaps it's an injury concern. He did
go off.
Go off at half-time at the last match.
What looked like a very strange sort of injury.
Running into the back of Do Hung Zung, I think.
Teasing ball! Faisal Halim again! Malaysia 3, Laos 0 now.
Yeah, Noor Hakim has had a very good game. It's kind of the theme of the tournament, right? The left back or the left wing back getting space to swing a cross in. Lovely quality on this cross from Noor Hakim. Right into the run of Faisal Halim, who has been in this competition Malaysia's best player.
He's now joint top scorer with Kenshiro Daniels of the Philippines. Faisal Halim, 3 goals apiece.
I'll be feeling a lot better about it now, Kim Pan-gon, but he'll still want more.
Yeah. There's something to just say, if we can get to 6. There's that little bragging rights thing, right? If they can. Shouldn't matter. Let's see. Also, of course, Singapore have to play Laos next. Safawi now getting involved.
Malaysia just want to get on with it.
Hakim.
Well, those changes made by Vice in the first half, where he took off Manolom and Advienkam, haven't really worked. They're still getting lots of space down the left, Malaysia.
Grab the gun straight. Kyoidon quickly releases it. The worst ball in the world.
Yeah, good delivery by Lee Tak. As well marked, so he doesn't quite get a free header at it. Again, he's just backing away. Kind of has to generate that power on his own.
Yes, Sukofon. He's gone for goal again. Well, now I think, look, he's thinking about the next game now. He's taking off his star players, really. Faisal Halim. Kim Pang-gon goes up to him. There's the first of his 2 goals. Beautifully placed.
Yeah, 2 headers from one of the shortest players on the pitch.
Hakimi Azim comes on. He's certainly one that's also been drawing rave reviews. So now it's only Safawi who's left, who started that last game.
Using a squad. And there's not going to be any doubt about the result now. Kim Pang-gon, so I think is quite happy to take off Faisal Halim. That looked to be a handball.
Yeah, they're all pointing at that, and I think that's been ruled out immediately.
Yellow card for
Yellow
Lee Tak
card
as well.
Well, we saw that quite clearly, didn't we?
And he would have known as well. He's just gone off to celebrate in the corner. Deserves a yellow card just for that. Look at that. He knows exactly what he's done. And still the cheek to go off and run off and celebrate. Lee Tak.
Is that the bicep of God? Certainly looked like it. Came off the upper arm. Well, they're coming again. Lee Tak going for it. Draws the save. Sprawling save from Kyoidon. So we had Park Hang-seo coming off his seat. We have Kim Pang-gon gesturing right after a goal. It really a very noticeable upping of intensity.
Those players have responded. They've found those goals. We were saying at 1-0, still tight, and nothing was really confirmed yet. Now you have to say with the
Rowley.
With the cushion that they've got, just about whether they can improve on the goal difference. Lee Tak again with the delivery. Just trying to send it back where it came from, Rowley. He's had a decent game for Malaysia in midfield, Rowley.
Change here for Laos. Sukopon is off, their key player. Now it's Pouvieng who replaces him. just 20 years of age. Looks like another big defeat here for Michael Weiss. Got to remember that Laos are the youngest side by quite some way in this competition. 22.1 years average age of the squad. The next youngest is Cambodia, which is more than 2 years older average age. So it's a big, big gap. Here's Rowley. Malaysia, for example, their average age of their squad is just about 26. Lee Tuck. That's a loose one there, Sergio Aguero. Shots well saved by Kyodon. Lee Tuck goes wide. He's saying there's a foul.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm really believing it after his handball. But that was actually a decent idea from Aguero. Quite smart just to try and place it. Good goalkeeping by Kyodon, who actually, I feel like in his 2 matches, Kyodon, that I've seen him, has done pretty well for a young goalkeeper.
Every time they seem to cross that halfway line, Cambodia just seem to run out of, Laos seem to run out of ideas or any inspiration.
Yeah, let's be.
Oh, what a finish! The man who's just come on, Hakimi, now on the score sheet. Malaysia are rampant.
Yeah, what a moment for the young man. Something he's going to go on and remember. Good finish as well as it drops. You know, he's got his eye on the ball all the way through. Watches it. Come down onto his boot. Fires past Kyodon. Debut goal for his country. Big, big moment for the young man.
On his debut, yeah, absolutely right, yeah. Debut goal, perfect. Big moment, you said. 19 years of age. He's the youngest player in their squad. Pressed both his coach, Boyan Hodak of KL City, to give him more playing time. Talked ahead of this match of how he can learn from both Hodak and Kimpangon. Oh, Rowley, not quite the connection he wanted. He's gone down.
Straight back up on his feet. He's had a very good game. He's desperate for that goal. It's Rowley, and he's put himself in some really good positions. Again here, rebound just falling into him. Perhaps a touch of cramp at the wrong moment. It's good size as well, Hakimi. The young strikers come on for players in this part of the world.
It was interesting because he said he was actually surprised to be listed in the squad, and he's repaid that faith today. That 4th goal for Malaysia. Think they'll get the 6, Roshan? Still about 10, 15 minutes, maybe. The way they're going at the moment, you wouldn't put it past them.
No, you wouldn't.
The foot off the pedal there.
Things are falling for them. Lots more space now. Laos, just as they did against Vietnam, falling apart in the second half.
Here's Hakim, straight at Kyodon. It's tough, isn't it? Wilkin is going to come on, and he started that last match. Tough for Laos now. You're on the back of 2 big defeats, 10 goals. Just 84 completed passes tonight. It's been those sort of balls.
They had to get rid of it quicker. Puyeng, it was quickly closed down by Lita.
Wilkins come in for Aguero. Stuart Wilkin, who's 24, plays for Sabah, born in England. His youth career with Southampton. Then joined at Darul Taksim. He's on loan, as I mentioned, with Sabah. He's going to be a permanent signing next year. His debut against Cambodia in a pre-season friendly just a couple weeks ago. Glad to see Lee Tuck pointing to the watch.
He doesn't want any time wasted. He wants more goals. He wants to get on the
wants to get a
score sheet as well.
A genuine one. It's tough. Michael Weiss there. There's Wilkin. Now Fazli Mazlan to Brendan Gunn. Malaysia really shifting that ball around nicely. Shami. Just able to clear themselves, are they? Safawi gets it across to Shami. Here's Hakim.
Another handball.
Handball, isn't it?
This time, obviously an accidental one. It's that first touch. This pops up. Did it come off? Yeah, it came off the defender, number 4, Anantaza, to the arm of Tuck.
Hakimi throwing himself about.
It's just gone straight through Putavong Sangvile. No mercy.
Yes, Safawi. Still Safawi, gets it in. Oh, Hakimi. Close. Should have done better to get his second.
Have a look at who else was there. Rowley also wants a goal for himself. Good work by Safawi down the right, showing that he's not all left foot. Puts in a pretty good cross to the head of Hakimi to find the far post.
Alif Haikal is about to come on. Third cap for Malaysia, for the 22-year-old from Selangor. He replaces Safawi.
That was nice to see. Kim Pan-gon go straight over to Safawi and give him a hug. He's had a good game, Safawi. His quality has made a big difference in the second half for Malaysia.
That's Hakimi. Oh, power in that shot! It's Rowley, or rather, sorry, Wilkin, who scores Malaysia's fifth from distance. And we still have a little bit of time left. And look at that. Lee Tuck's beckoning them back. They don't have time to enjoy it too much.
That's good work by Hakimi. He gets an assist for himself for this pass into Wilkin. Just got one thing on his mind. Space ahead of him. First touch, bang. Straight down the middle though. Kyodon. Can he say in that situation, he does have to do better. Kyodon is very slow to react to that shot. Slow to get down to it. It is straight down the middle. Let's get an arm or palm to that effort from Wilkin. But because it's too late, just can't keep it out.
Wilkin with his second goal for his country, his first competitive one. Yeah, it seems like a very clear instruction, doesn't it? Very clear thought throughout the team. We're going to get, rack up the goals.
Yeah. They'll be feeling a lot better now, a lot happier, I think, Kim Pan-gon, with the way things have turned out. Get the goals, shut the critics up. Take the pressure off the side. He's worked his socks off.
Yeah, Shami's run himself into the ground, hasn't he? Unfortunately, they've made all the changes. Time for one more. Hakimi's going for it. Again, it's the second half that Laos have let in most of the goals for both matches.
Yeah. And this puts pressure on Singapore as well now to go and not just get 3 points against Laos, but to go out and get the goals as well.
Yeah, because if Singapore, Malaysia happen to draw, assume of course if Vietnam come top, goal difference certainly will come into it. Well, I'm sure they'll be watching this game, seeing the intent, especially in the second half. So rolling around. I mean, in both matches, I mean, it's been tough, isn't it, for Laos, but they've barely registered any attempts.
Yeah.
They've not threatened the opposition goalkeeper.
It has been very challenging for Laos, and poor Anuson as well has gotten a kick to his face tonight for his troubles, for his efforts.
So we're into added time. It's mercifully for Laos just 3. They have a free kick here. Gone short. Anuson! Well, I thought just for a millisecond there it was bending in. That would have been something.
Same as you. I mean, that I thought might just have bent in at the end, right at the end. It's a really good effort by Anuson. Instead, it's curving the other way.
He's cut across that.
Yeah.
Well, all of a sudden they're just. Oh, they haven't come close. That was close as well. Chantavisai.
Well, a couple of shots late on here. He's done well just to drop his shoulder, take it past the first challenge. Off Wilkin.
I said to you a minute ago, they've barely threatened.
Well, they've had Mohammad Hadi Azli scrambling in the last 2 efforts.
Yeah. But in the general context, yeah, it's just not been at the right times, right moments. They've not offered enough, have they?
No, they haven't. It's been difficult for them to progress the ball in possession, create anything really.
Chance here now. Rowley heading across the goal. Some tired bodies out there now, Laos.
That was a correct decision by Rowley just to head it back into middle of the penalty area.
Hakim. Still that intent, isn't there? There's still that intensity. One more chance here, perhaps. On the ball back here, Malaysia. Lee Tuck slips that through. Hakimi. He's closed down. Will they get the corner? No, they won't. But Malaysia have turned it on in the second half, much like Vietnam did against hapless Laos.
There's the Hakimi. I think he should have tried to go with his left foot here. As he opens his body up, gives the opportunity for Laos to get players back, gives them time to put a challenge in. It's not quite 6, but it's good enough. 5 goals on the night. Kim Pan-gon will be happy with that. 3 points to go along with the win that they picked up on the road. Puts pressure now on Singapore to go and get a result against Laos. Not just get a result, but they've got to score goals themselves. And I think they can be pretty satisfied with their performance this evening. Malaysia overall, especially in this second half when things started to open up for them.
2 goals for Faisal Halim. Sergio Aguero got them going. Hakimi popping up as well on his debut. It ends here at the Bukit Jalil National Stadium. Malaysia 5, Laos 0. And that really puts Malaysia in an excellent position. Now with 2 wins out of 2. That sets the bar, doesn't it, now? Vietnam and Singapore, the other 2 teams, of course, chasing that top spot. Malaysia play Vietnam next on the 27th. Laos are at home to Singapore on the same day. So lots more for Malaysia to look forward to. As we look at the full-time stats, more than 70% of the ball for the Malaysians. 31 attempts in the end. They really upped things, didn't they? As that second half wore on, 10 of them on target, 5 goals. And Laos with a couple of late flourishes, late attempts, but it was a very quiet evening overall at the back for Malaysia. Now top of the table with 6 points, 2 wins out of 2. Vietnam and Singapore looking to chase. Singapore, of course, got their campaign underway with a 3-2 win over Myanmar. Well, that brings an end to tonight's matches. We look forward to seeing you on the 26th.
Right. Okay. Coach, 2 consecutive losses. What do you think of your team's performance?
Well, as funny as it seems, but it was much better than the last game, you know. We defended well, we kept them 1-0 in halftime. And then in the second half, of course, they exploded with the fans in the back, you know. When you get 1 goal, it's going to get hard for this young team. So 5-0 is a harsh result, but we will learn from it and look forward to the next game against Singapore.
At this point, how do you prepare your players for the game forward?
Yeah, we have to reset, you know. It doesn't help you if you cry or you make a long face. You have to analyze and make it better on home. So I told them they are young, they don't play on this level. So every game will be easier. So we have the strongest teams out of our back. Now we have Singapore and Myanmar. Let's see what we can do.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Did you? Bro, I never see you anymore. Where you going? Huh? You hiding now. You hiding now.
Busy.
Stand there, stand there.
Brendan, congratulations on the win. Your summary on the performance just now.
Yeah, the first half I thought we did great. You know, we put a lot of pressure on them. You know, we didn't get as many chances as we wanted, but I thought that we moved them around very well to tire them out. Second half we capitalised on their ability for us to have fresh legs and for them to tire out. So, you know, all in all, I thought, you know, we came out here to get goals, as we said yesterday in the press conference, and I thought we stuck to our game plan, and you know, we executed very well.
There's not much rest in between games. How do you think the team is coping with that?
Yeah, of course, that's very tough. It's extremely tough for any team. But again, everyone's in the same boat. So it's all about the recovery time and using that recovery time well. And if you know, we do the better job on the day, then we're going to have fresher legs. So it's all about getting into the recovery now and getting ready for Vietnam.
Thank you very much and good luck, Brendan.
Thank you, thank you.
Great game from you, Sergio. How do you sum up your individual performance just now?
I want to focus in the team game. We do great job the first half. We give everything. The second half we play much better than the first half. But it's not individual. It's all the team. We give everything for this amazing fans, and we are happy for the 3 points.
The first half you play up top, and the second half you play in the middle. Which one are you more comfortable with?
I'm comfortable when the coach put me in any position he put me. I'm comfortable. I don't have choice to that. When the coach planned to me, I'm happy to play.
Thank you very much, Sergio, and good luck.
Thank you.
How do you sum up your individual performance just now?
I want to focus in the